Building blockchain applications today requires months of specialized programming knowledge that most innovators simply don't have. Meanwhile, AI integration demands even more technical expertise. This creates a massive barrier. As such, brilliant business ideas never come to reality because technology is too complex. Africa needs blockchain solutions for everything, from supply chain tracking to financial inclusion. But the development bottlenecks means even more projects never get built. Workflow Designer breaks down these barriers with visual blockchain development. Users drag and drop pre-built components to create sophisticated applications combining AI processing, blockchain security, and traditional web services. Our platform automatically generates secure smart contracts while AI assists with optimization and testing. This convergence of accessible design and powerful technology means anyone can build enterprise-grade blockchain application without writing a single line of code. Workflow Designer provides everything needed to build AI-powered blockchain applications, from component palette to live testing environment, all without requiring programming knowledge. Watch how AI components work visually. Okay, so when you get to Workflow Designer, you can see your components on your left-hand side. You have your input and output, your face and hand AI, and Web3 and blockchain components. And then from there you can see where you can title your project, and then you have the save option, the export, and under export you can either download it as a code, an Android app, and a desktop app. And then from there you can either load or run a preview of your code. You can rewind, or you can fast forward, or you can just show the source code. And then lastly you have the settings tab, whereby you can change the theme of your layout, whether you want it dark or you want it light. And then you can see that light makes it a little bit more brighter. And then from here on, I'm just gonna switch to my preference, which is dark. Then we're going to title our project, and I'm gonna name it Gutla, and then save it. And then when you drag and drop when you click on code, it shows the source code that will actually happen. Now when we save our document right now, or our app, we can see that it gives you an ID. And then when you export this code, then it's gonna save as either an HTML or a Python. In this case, it's an HTML folder. So you can see right here that it automatically opens on your web browser, and then it shows that it's an HTML. And then now when you have two codes over here that actually clash, you can either rewind to go back to your original code, or fast forward and then delete what you need to delete. And then when you want to see how it works, we can see that under the property you can enter the prompt, and our prompt here is to enter text, and here we're just gonna say what is your name, just to show what exactly is happening here. And then we're going to save it and then run a preview, and then you can see the text there. The prompt says what is your name, and then we're gonna enter our name, which is Kutlo, and then submit it, and then it automatically gets submitted. You can stop the preview to go back to edit your code. And then now we can see under face and hand AI we have multiple options there, and we start with face detection. So here we're gonna start the camera when you preview it, and then you can see me right here. Hi. And then when I move, you can see as I'm moving, and when I stand. Okay, and now we're just going to stop it. Bye. And then stop the preview. And now we're going to do the face mesh, drag and drop, and then you run the preview and then start the camera. Okay, so now you can see my face, and you can see as I'm making expressions that the mesh actually moves around with my cheeks, with my mouth, eyes, and everything. And now we're just going to make it small stop and continue, and then we're going to stop the preview. And from there on, we're going to try the hand detection, and then we're just gonna stop that one, and then we're going to run a preview. Start the camera, and you can see, let's enlarge it, and then you can see as I'm moving my hand, see right there, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, hey. Okay, and then we're gonna make it smaller, then the peace sign, and then stop and continue. And you saw that even when I was making the finger gestures, it followed through, no lagging, no mistakes, everything happens. And then you can see right there that we have a ID, a file ID, and then when you reload the computer, it just disappears, and then when you enter it under load, you can just enter the ID, and then it will show the last code that was there. And then now going to Web3 and blockchain, we're going to drag and drop the Solana Pay, and from here we're going to enter the recipient's address, because you can see we have the block ID right there. And then now we're going to paste the recipient's address, and then enter the amount that we want to actually send, change the label, and we're gonna name it My Store Payment, and you can see the message says payment for order. Now we're going to save, and then run a preview, generate QR code, and then here is where we're going to scan the QR code, and then after payment you can verify, and then you can see right there it gives you an ID, and then it's automatically on the blockchain. So now we're going to drag and drop the save to blockchain. So for example, you want to write a message, you want to save something on the blockchain, we're gonna write run a preview, and then right here, let's see, we're gonna write my name is Gutlo, and I create cool projects. And then we're going to save this to the blockchain, and you can see that it's sending and it's successful, and you can see the hash is also generated there. We're going to view it on the blockchain, and then you can see right here that it's there and it's loaded. And now we can see the input data, either as it was created, and then you can either see it as the data input, and then you can also see the transaction hash actually corresponds. When we stop the preview, now we're going to try our last. When we export the code, we're gonna download it now, right? And then let's just rename it a little bit. Let's write a B right here, save, and then when you open the file, automatically it's gonna open it on VS Code, because it's a Python file. So you can see the automatically it's going to open where it needs to open. And then we're gonna do our last option, the IPFS. So here we're going to run a preview, and then we're going to choose a file. So we have a leaf over here that we're just going to upload, right? Upload to IPFS, and you can see after uploading it, you get a CID, and you can view it on Pinata. But it's not only limited to Pinata, like you can see the CID there corresponds with the one on Pinata. So if we try another IPFS gateway, so let's try it, ipfs.io, /IPFS / and then we're gonna go back to workflow and then copy the CID, and then when we go back to that tab, let's remove this one over here and then paste it and load it as the same image. So it works on numerous gateways. And that is the end of workflow, and you can see how easy and user-friendly it is. This platform demonstrates perfect AI blockchain conversions. AI alone would just process data with no permanent record or payment capability. Blockchain alone would store data but couldn't analyze or optimize it intelligently. Together, they create something revolutionary. AI makes blockchain applications smarter through optimization and analysis, while blockchain makes AI applications trustworthy through permanent records and automated payments. Most importantly, visual deployment makes this power accessible to everyone. We positioned at that intersection of three massive trends: no-code development, AI automation, and blockchain adoption. With over 10,000 users already building applications, we're seeking strategic partnerships to expand across African markets. The future belongs to platforms that make powerful technology accessible to everyone. That's exactly what Workflow Designer delivers.